World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day, I am Peñano with today's World News in 5. Russian President Vladimir Putin vowed Thursday that Moscow will not yield to pressure from the United States or any foreign power and warned of a powerful response to any military strikes inside Russian territory. The comments came after the US imposed sanctions this week on two of Russia's largest oil firms, a move that sent global oil prices up and prompted reports that some buyers, including India, were weighing cuts to Russian purchases. Putin called the sanctions unfriendly but said they would not seriously damage Russia's economy, defending the strength of the country's energy sector. He also suggested that disrupting Russian exports would push oil prices higher worldwide, a development he said could prove politically awkward for Washington. On the diplomatic front, the Russian leader said he favors dialogue but described recent developments, including US measures and reports of longer-range weapons for Ukraine, as an escalation. He warned that if strikes reach deep into Russian territory, Moscow's response would be severe. In our news, US President Donald Trump is set to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping next week in South Korea as part of a multi-country visit to Asia. The White House confirmed that the two leaders will hold bilateral talks next Thursday following Trump's address at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation CEO Summit. Trump departs for Malaysia late Friday, where he'll meet Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and attend a dinner with ASEAN leaders. He'll then travel to Japan for talks with new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi before heading to Seoul for meetings with South Korean President Lee Jae-myung. The Trump-Xi meeting comes amid renewed tensions over trade following Beijing's move to expand export curbs on rare earths minerals and Washington's threat of retaliatory tariffs. Despite the friction, Trump expressed optimism about reaching a deal, saying he expects everyone will be very happy. He also said his top priority in talks with Xi will be the issue of fentanyl, which the US blames for fueling overdose deaths at home. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the World Health Organization or WHO warns that aid to the Palestinian enclave remains far below what's needed as the region struggles to rebuild its devastated healthcare system. WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said on Thursday that while humanitarian deliveries have increased, Gaza's medical infrastructure will require at least $7 billion to restore. He urged the reopening of the Rafah border crossing between Gaza and Egypt, where tons of aid remain stuck. The crossing has been largely closed since Israel took control of it in May 2024. According to Palestinian health officials, more than 67,000 people have died in the 2-year Israel-Hamas war, nearly a third of them children. The WHO also warned that global health funding is in crisis, projecting over 14 million avoidable deaths next year due to major budget cuts. The United States' withdrawal from the organization earlier this year has left a multi-billion-dollar shortfall in the WHO's 2026 to 2027 budget. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, I am Peñano. Good day.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.